The first thing I'm gonna talk about now to lead off, to start from where I left off last week, is camera angles and setups. Now, it may not be something a lot of people really worry about, camera angles and setups, but it's something that catches my attention. And with a person that has attention deficit, and I little small things make a point with me. So little stuff like that makes a difference with me. Like, if your camera angle is crooked and you could tell by the shot, that's something that grabbed my attention. So I added this part to the podcast, so those that have issues or that don't know they have issues can see this part of the video and say, okay, I see what he's saying. My video was like that. I need to make sure that, either I have my lights, make sure your lights and everything is off, and that, everything is kind of clean. Let's go ahead and get started with that. So now, best camera angles and setups. The best way that I can describe that, there are probably maybe 6 good camera angles that you can use. And I've mentioned this in videos before. Now, as for the elevation of how you have your camera, it's going to be up to you. But what you're trying to get in your camera angle, you want to get a picture of your equipment. You want to get the equipment that you're working on. If you're using the controller, you want to get the whole controller. You want to get the face of the controller. Some people have their camera angles too low to where it's level. And a lot of people like to see exactly what you're doing. So you basically want to have your camera angles to where it's like a person standing over you. So if this is the plane that you have your equipment on, and this is your camera, you want to be at least maybe a 15-degree angle, or sometimes even higher. Now, as for those angles, as for how you can run, the first angle, the first one that you really want to have, you want to have a front shot. You want to have a frontal shot. And you, like I said, you want to make sure, like if this is my equipment right here, like right now, you can see my tabletop. Now I have 1200s and a mixer under here. And you will probably see that if I take this off, or I may have to angle the camera down. But in this perspective right here where I am, you can see everything on my desktop, and you can see my hands, you can see what I'm doing, and you can also see myself, whether I'm sitting down or standing up. So you want to make sure that your head is not cut out the picture, and also that you can see your platform. So you want to angle up just slightly above your equipment and angle your camera to where it can capture everything. That's your front angle. Now, another angle that you also want to have, an important angle, and this one may take more work to get down, is to get you an overhead shot. Now, I use a selfie stick that's mounted to an apparatus that's attached to the ceiling. This room is not a finished room, so it was easy for me to attach it because I was able to attach it to a beam that's over my head. So when I attach my camera like so, and then turn it around, then I flip it up, so then I got an overhead. Now, most of the time, if I'm not DJing and want to get an overhead shot, I'm using this to show detail in something that I'm working on. If it's something that I want you to see and I don't want to lift it up and put it into the camera, then at that point I would switch over to an overhead camera. Now, another thing that I want to note too, and you might need to pay attention to more experienced DJs that have been doing this for a while, or that have other people that set this stuff up. When you have your overhead, you want to make sure it captures. Of course, you want to make sure it captures all your equipment. The thing that I would say is to minimize space on the side and from the front and from the back. Try to crop in as much as you can to where you're mostly seeing equipment and you're not seeing, maybe stuff that's sitting off to the side, because that makes a difference, and it becomes a focal point to where the person is more focused on what you're doing and your equipment than, hey, there's a pencil over there that looks like a pencil that I have, or I see 3 AAA batteries. Anything, just stuff off to the side. And also another thing, and I probably should have mentioned this first, make sure your area is decluttered. Now, I'm in my studio. You can't see how bad it is here, but it is bad. That's why I'm only using this one camera angle. But make sure before you go live, your background is not cluttered. Whatever you're going to have in your camera view, make sure you have it cluttered. Whether you're doing it from your phone or whatever, make sure your area is decluttered. Now, review. The first camera angle that I mentioned is your front camera. Second camera angle is your overhead. Those are the 2 most important angles that you need when DJing live. Now, other angles that you can add on, and really you could either do just one, or if you want to be, somebody that has a lot of scenes or whatever with different camera angles, and have them running off auto switcher, which I'm gonna get into later on. You can have up to 5 or 6. You can have them everywhere, and just having them switch to where the camera angle is changing. Now, having different camera angles and different scenes is important, because it keeps the person, whoever is watching, in focus. They're not just seeing one screen all the time. The screen is always changing, so there may be stuff that may be changing in the scene. There may be a close-up shot on your hand where you may be doing something that may be a little bit more detailed that people want to see. So having multiple camera angles does make a difference. Now, like I said, the first shot, you want your front-facing camera. Second one, you want an overhead camera. Now, the overhead camera, like I say, is going to be a little bit more challenging to get up there. You may have to get some type of extension, a boom, or maybe even some type of scaffolding or whatever to get it up there, but make sure you have an overhead view. The other angles that you could use, and it could be either way. You can do a 45-degree angle off to each side. Like if you mount your angle if you have your camera at the corner, the front top left and the top right corner of your gear, and you have it to where it's angled across, but it's capturing you and your gear. Those are good angles. And also with that, you want to make sure that it's not sitting level. It's not setting level with your gear, that you also have it up and tilted, so you'll be able to capture the angle. You don't want to have it to where it's just getting your body right here, but nobody can't see what you're doing here. The main focus of these videos is presentation. You want people to see you. They want to see you whole, see your facial expressions, want to see your body movements or whatever. And they also want to see what you're doing on your equipment. So that's why camera angles are important. And like I said, third, you want to have, you could either have one on each side, or you could just do one. I've seen some guys to where they just have one camera on the side. But if you have it at an angle to where it's off the corner, those would make a good angles. Another one that you could do, a lot of people do, especially if you have a setup that's mounted against the wall, and I'm gonna mention that last. If you have it set up against the wall, some of them, they do directly from the sides, either from the left side or from the right side. And like I say, whenever you're doing those angles, you want to make sure your camera is up high and it's not only capturing your equipment or your platform, whatever you're spinning on, and that it's also capturing you as for a complete view. So first angle is front. Second angle is overhead. Third and fourth angles is left and right corners. And then fifth and sixth are left and right direct side. You could either use all of them or you could use 2 or 3. I would recommend at least have 3, which is front, overhead, and then one of the side angles. But if anything, at least have your front and your overhead. And now in some cases, you could have another front, but the front is positioned up higher. Your position for that camera is up higher and it angles down even more. So instead of like where my camera is now, my camera is somewhat like this. It's up above my platform to where you can see my platform and you can see me. So it's in this position. You can mount another camera above that, but wait, I'm moving up a little too high. You can mount another one above that, but you're going to have to angle it down more to where it captures because you're angling it up. Now, the thing that I want to add before I close this part out is, if you can, if you have the space, position your gear in the center of the room. And I don't know, it might be me, but I haven't had any of my equipment like against a wall or a window in like years. I feel more comfortable when it's completely open. The area is open. There's room behind me along the sides. There's room in front. So I can walk around the whole setup if I want to, because there's more out in the middle of the room. Now, when you have it like that, you can achieve all these angles. If you got your equipment to where it's up against the wall, you have limited space on your front. The only thing that you're going to be able to get is an upper, and really it's going to be too close. You're going to have to position it way up high at an angle to where it's almost like an overhead. You won't be able to get a direct front to where they'll be seeing your frontal view. So if possible, move your gear into the middle of a room if you have the space. Now, I would say try it. You probably notice a difference if you move it. Say maybe if you got it against the wall and you turn it around to where it's like if I had my equipment toward the wall right here, to where when I turn around it's 2 feet behind me. It's only taking up 2 feet of space. You only need about maybe 18 inches to 24 inches of space behind you, maybe even less, because you're not going to really be doing a lot of movement. You're positioned in front of your equipment. So yeah, maybe about a foot and a half from the wall. But if you position it to where you to where your camera's in front of you and your equipment is away from the wall, you also have a better positioning to put your monitors, your speakers, or whatever. Because if you have your equipment against the wall, your speakers are in most cases they're either right there in front of you, or they're to the side, or they're further in the corner, or they're in the back. They're in a place to where you can't hear them as easy as if they're directly in front of you. So, just give that a try. Try switching up to see how that feels for you. And if that feels for you, then go with that position. Let's see. Okay. Camera angles and setup. Check. We got that covered. Now let's move over into green screen and lighting. Now, I had this talk with like several other people, especially on the cases of trying to get the green screen established. Now, the green screens are all it is just green fabric, And now this right here, this is original green screen. Now, if you check later on the replay, I'm going to add a lot of stuff into the description to where you can find the stuff that I'm talking about. So make sure that you check it later on this week or whatever with some of the stuff that I recommend, because most of the stuff that I'm going to recommend, I'm gonna add it to where if you need to purchase it or you need to pick it up or whatever, it'll be available there. Now, this is original green screen. The name of the cloth is called muslin cloth. I was in a fabric store today. I was in Michael's, and I went looking for it. They had muslin cloth, but they didn't have the green screen color. So you may have to go online to find this. There are options that you can go by, and here's an option. And I actually have this set up in the other room, but I haven't had any chance to do it yet. Now, I tried 2 options so far. This is a green tablecloth. This one, I think I got this one from, I think this is one I got one from Dollar Tree, and it was too thin. You would have to put something dark behind it. It did work a little bit, but not as good as I wanted it to. And I only took 2 of them. I only put 2 of them together, and the 2 made something about this size. So the next thing I did, I went to Party City. From Party City, I got 2 different types. From Party City, and I think I only got 1 of them in here. Okay, that one, this is the one I got from Party City. It was a little bit thicker and a little bit darker, and it somewhat worked, but I don't know. I haven't really tested it yet because I need to apply the lights in that room and maybe put something behind it to make it show up better. But I think this one right here will probably work better because it's more solid. This one is and what these are green. All they are is just green tablecloths. Now this green tablecloth is made out of paper, which means it is solid. It doesn't reflect light, it absorbs light, and also it's thicker. So out of all the 3 that I purchased, the plastic had a little shine to it, and it didn't create the effects. I had to play with the lights a whole lot in order to get it. So if you try this one, and it's only like maybe they had a sale where they had sale 5 for $5, and I just went ahead and got 5, where I got them for like $1 each. But I think besides that, they may be like $1.25, probably less than $1.50 each. You only need about 2 if you want to get a good size like what I have here. But you can make it as large as you want to. Just merge them together with some tape, and it works just as well. And this is the one I'm going to try next. Hopefully I can probably get to this later this week. But like I said, I'll put it in the description for this type. I'm not for sure exactly what the cost is because mine came in a kit with some of the lights that I'm going to bring in a few minutes. But that's it, green screens. And as for how to get the green screens created, when I get to the advanced OBS, I'm going to go into how you set your green screen up and how you get to create a green screen like this, which this is the green screen, or the chroma key is what it's called. The chroma key that's set up in the program that I use. The program, which is Streamlabs. It has its own chroma key setup or green screen. All I got to do is have a blue or a green backdrop, and it creates it. Let me check out. I've been talking so much. Let me take a sip real quick and look over these comments real quick before I continue on. All right, let's see what's going on. All right, let's see. Okay, good. Yeah, but man, I'm the type of person, I pay attention to detail in the background more than I do the foreground. So yeah, you can see stuff like AAA batteries and pencils and stuff lying around. That stuff catches my attention. So that's why I was saying minimize that space and reduce all that stuff. Let's see, use side angle, second camera. Yep, yep. Let's see, one capture my face and keep small, and picture in picture. Yep, picture in picture is something that you could use to create. And I did that a little bit in the last video where when I created the actual, I did. I did where I actually created different video sources from two different angles, and I had one with a picture in picture. Let's see, getting green tablecloths. Yeah, make sure you get the paper ones. I think the paper ones will work a little bit more better. They would probably work better than the actual plastic because they're thicker or whatever. Now I was at Michael's. I went into two different stores today, and the cloth, if you want to get it from a fabric store, you're going to have to get it stitched together because they sell it by the linear yard. So you won't be able to get a full size like this in one solid piece. You're going to have to take two pieces or more and merge them together, which if you have somebody that's a seamstress and that can do it real well, it won't really show up. As long as you can do it to where even if the stitches will show, as long as it's put together properly, you won't have any problems. You won't have any problems to where your seams or whatever will be seen in your video, because the chroma key effects, it covers up everything. And that's another thing that I'm gonna mention on lighting. All right, and lighting the green screen is what I'm talking about next. But right now I'm going through and checking out some of the comments. Let's see what else we got. What program are you using to highlight chats on the screen? This program, if you're talking about this program I'm using right here, is StreamYard. It's the one I've been using for about a little bit over a year, almost 2 years. There was two programs, Be Live and StreamYard, and I prefer StreamYard because I can use it for a lot more. Just get with me later on. I'll give you some more details about that. And I guess that was it, what you was asking about. Okay. Now, let me take another sip. All right. Next is lighting the green screen. Now, with your light, and I got several lights here that I want to talk about, and I think I got 3 lights in here. Now, just like with your camera angles, you want to make sure that you lit well. And really, I'm not lit well because I forgot to turn one of my lights on. Now there, I'm lit. I'm not lit completely as how I should be, because you can see the darkness under my eyes. The lights that I'm using is projecting enough light to where I can be seen, but I could use a little bit more light in the front because you don't want to see any shadows. The only shadow that would be acceptable is like under your chin. But then you don't want to have too much light on you to where you're profusely sweating a lot. You don't want to have that much light on you. And the lights that I have here, these are the main lights for this room. I got 2 garage shop LED lights that I got from Harbor Freight. They work enough to where I have enough light to do the podcast and other certain stuff that I do. Now, if I'm DJing or whatever, I would add a little bit more light because I may need a little frontal light. So in order to get the frontal light, you can either add whatever type of light you want to use. But the thing is, when you're adding light for your front, you want to make sure that it doesn't produce what they call hot spots on your screen. If you're using the green screen, there's a thing that's called hot spots, and I don't have a flashlight here to create it, but it's just like if you take an intense flashlight or the beam from a flashlight and you're focusing it on one area, and that area will show up on your green screen. It will create an effect on there that you don't want. So you want to make sure whatever lights you're using, they're diffusing the area properly to where the screen is lighted even. So you don't want any hot spots or any bright spots. And you also don't want any shadows. So you don't want too much light. You don't want too less light. You need the even amount of light that you need to go by. Now, if you are using green screens, one thing that when I did research on green screens, one thing that you want to do, or how you want to set it up to where you get your full lighting, you want to have a light on each side that lights your background. So first, you need to light your background. Get your background lighted first. Get it to where it's lit completely even. There's no hot spots. There's no shadows. Then secondly, you want to get an overhead light or something that sits over your head and that puts a light on top of your head. Just like right now, you can see the top of my head because I have overhead lights. And then you want to get a front light from the side, or you can get two lights. If you get two lights, of course, it's going to add more heat. It's going to probably cause you to sweat a little bit more. But you want to make sure that you turn down the intensity on those as for compared your overhead and your green screen. Your green screen, you want to make sure that you have it to where they're not too bright, because all you just doing, you're just making the green stand out in one shade. You need it in that one shade. If you have it too dark, if the screen is dark, like a pine dark, if it creates a dark effect to it, your chroma key want to adhere to it better on either side. But like I said, other than that, get your green screen lit on both sides. Get an overhead light that not only produces light directly on your head, but it gets your face in a downward. And then you want to get either one light or two lights in the front to light you up. And that could even be a ring light if you have a ring light that brightens it up real quick. Now, here's some of the lights that I have. And this one, there is a diffuser or a sheet of plastic that goes over this. So, and you may not be able to see it that good. All these are LEDs, and I think this is like over 100 something LEDs. I can't remember exactly how much, but this light is real bright. So with this light, what I did, I used this one as an overhead. I had it mounted up like this and producing a light directly down on me like this. So this was basically like my overhead light. I'm not for sure how much these lights are. I got them used, or I got them from a store in Athens. But like I say, a lot of the stuff, when I research it on Amazon, and I'll post a link there. But the thing with this light is, what attracted me, it not only runs off AC, but you can connect batteries up to it. So that's one thing that you may want to look for when you're looking for lights. Look for lights that can run off battery. That way you won't have to worry about connecting up so many power cables or whatever. You can have the batteries charged up. You can have the intensity and the amount of kelvins that you want, which it can produce from a soft white to a warm yellow, which that's good. You want to make sure that those are two aspects that you have in whatever lights that you're going to use, that you can adjust You can adjust the brightness and you can adjust the temperature, because depending on your situation, your surroundings, all your lights need to be the same. You don't want to have lights that's producing a soft white and then one light that's producing warm yellow. It's not going to work. You need to go with one type of light. So trying to get your lights together is going to be an important thing. So like I said, what you want to do, the three things that you want to focus on is: one, make sure that you can adjust the temperature on it. Two, you can adjust the intensity, so you can adjust the intensity or the brightness on it. And also that it's battery powered to where you can charge it up, and then when you're ready to use it, you can use it on whatever amount of charge that you have. Now this is what is this called? I think this is called it's something some type of box light. Thought it was on here, but it wasn't. Like I said, I haven't used this one in a while because I have to find a stand for it. I don't have a really good stand that I can use for it. I mean, I put something together, but I don't really use this one that much, but I may start using it now. And the company that makes this one is and I found a lot of lights by this particular company, is GVM. If you look them up on Amazon, GVM or Great Video Maker is the name of the company that makes this, and a lot of other lights. Now, the next light I'm gonna pull out is one that I'm sure you guys may be familiar with seeing, and that's a ring light. And there we go. All right. Now, the difference between this, and let me raise it up. The difference between this and because I had one DJ that used the ring light that went with his photo booth, and it didn't work. It didn't work as well as this one does. So make sure you get you a good ring light. This one right here, this is an 18-inch ring light. The name of the company is Mount Dog that makes it, but GVM also have ring lights. So I will post that stuff also in the description as for where you can get ring lights from. And the same with the other lights. I have a dimmer, so I can adjust intensity. Now, as for the color temperature with this one is different. I don't have a control that can adjust the color temperature. I have diffuser panels. Each of these panels, and there are 4 different panels, they come off. These right here, these orange ones, they create a warm yellow, or more of a sunlight type. So if I want that warm yellow and sunlight, then I would leave these on. But there are some white clear ones or some white ones that go over here too, and it diffuses all the LEDs into a solid panel of light. And I would either use those or these, and I think I use these. Can't remember why I last used these, but I used these most recently. I think, oh yeah, I used them Family Fridays. We have me and my family every Friday at 8. We have a Family Friday, either Zoom or Facebook Messenger rooms, to where we talk, and I add more room to the light by using this. And it comes with its own tripod. Make sure if you get one, it comes with its tripod. Now, like I said, this one is an 18-inch. You may not need one this big. It depends on how close you are. Now, I don't use this one here in the studio because I don't have that much space in front of me unless I'm DJing from another area of the room. But I did have it here at one time, and it was too much light. So then I ended up taking it out, and it was mounted. It came up right here, which that was kind of too close. So I took it out, and I only used it for a podcast. So really that didn't really need it there. Now the last light, and I'm gonna need to take the headphones off for a second. Hold on a second. Now you get about 2 or 3 of these. 2 will light your green screen real well, and I'm gonna have to let this down because it's up too high. And this one is a large one. I have 2 smaller ones. This is may not be able to see it real good. Let me close the laptop up. This is what they call a softbox light. And the reason that it's called softbox is because it has a light behind it, and I can actually take this panel off. This right here, this sheet right here, it diffuses. It diffuses the light coming out. Now on the inside, the sides are full. What it actually is, it's like an umbrella. It's like an umbrella, but boxed in with square instead of round. And then it has an opening here at the bottom. All right, let's just take that completely off. Set that up. And what it does, instead of having light that's radiated directly out to where you have direct light, you have light that's directly aimed to the inside, and then it illuminates out to where you don't have a full brightness of the light. Now, the light bulb that I put in here is actually a special light bulb that I ordered recently. And you guys may have seen this type of light bulb before, and I can't take it off. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take the whole thing apart to take it off. But I have another one. When I get a minute, I'll pull it out. But this is a softbox light. You get 2 of these to light your green screen or your background. If you're not using a green screen, then you would take these 2 and flank one to your left and your right to create a soft white light onto you. And these are the ones, these are like the ones the professionals use. You'll see these in production studios and so forth. So this one will probably be the one to get. One of these, or a set of these, and a ring light. And there's some other lights, but I think y'all get the point. Just look for it in the description to where I have everything down. Wow. We went through 2 things and it hadn't been an hour yet. All right, let me take a quick break real quick. Get me a quick drink. And got any questions or comments that anybody want answered before I get started? All right, let's see what Andrew said. Got to get going. Thanks for doing this series. Very useful. Let me know when you're in town tomorrow. We'll check out We'll check the archive tomorrow for the rest. Thanks for tuning in, man. I'll catch you later. All right, got any other questions before I get started with OBS? And let me go ahead and get the laptop set up. Now, I mostly do everything on Windows. A majority of the advanced stuff, and I think mostly more than a majority, all of it you could do on Mac too. All right, so where we need to start first? All right, let's see. Let's start with NDI. NDI, because I had to do a little bit more research on that. Now, I had NDI listed in the description with question mark behind it because I didn't know exactly how to go into NDI and exactly what to say. I'm just going to list an experience that I did with NDI that you could probably use for yourself, and that will work too. Now, I was introduced to NDI when I started back using OBS about 2 months ago. 2 months ago, I wasn't using OBS. I was using XSplit Broadcaster, which I have been using for like over a year. I did use OBS before I started using Broadcaster. So what made me go back to using OBS was that I found out that you could do plugins with OBS. You can do plugins and you can add scripts. So you could add a lot more stuff to OBS than what you could before, which I'm like, great. I want to know how to do this. I want to know how to do this. Can you do what I used to do in XSplit and OBS? And now I'm finding out a lot of stuff that I used to do in XSplit that came default, or that was a plugin that I can download, I can now do in OBS, which I'm gonna mention now. Now, NDI stands for Network Device Interface. Network Device Interface. It has been around since 2016. A company called New Tech developed the technology to make it simple and easy to explain. And let me pull up what's on my laptop so you can see what I'm seeing. All right. All right. We have any questions or comments, anything out there? All right. Try to pull up NDI. So I have it here on screen for NDI. I just need to send this screen to myself. All right, now this is the link for NDI. Like I said, NDI stands for Network Device Interface. To make it as easy as I can to explain it, all it does, it takes your network devices, whether it's Ethernet, and I don't know for sure, it has to be hardwired, so it has to be Ethernet. I don't think you could do it through you can't do it through Wi-Fi. You could take your laptops, your iPads, and your phones and connect them together. And OBS uses this technology where it can combine them together. So in the case that I was trying to do, I wanted to get my transport and deck screen off Serato. So basically everything above your crates. I was trying to get everything above the crates. You know, your decks, your cue points, your track information that's in your decks. I was trying to get that from the laptop, which was a MacBook at the time, the laptop that I was playing my music from, to project in OBS from the computer that I was streaming. Now, from what I was told, it was gigabit only. So what I did, I had the laptop right here. I ran a network cable, Cat5 cable, from the laptop, from the MacBook Pro to my gigabit switch, which is over by the stairs. It's probably maybe about a 20-foot run, since the walls are not, they're not sheetrocked up. So I was able to run a direct connection, which is about 20 feet. The stairs is right here on this side of the wall. So it was a short run. It wasn't that long of a run. So I got it to work. It worked with no problem, but I had like a 2-second delay. So I'm like, well, that's maybe because I'm running a long run. Let me try to make it shorter. So the next thing I did, I had this device that was plugged up. I had this device. This is a USB made by Targus, a USB dock. What it has a dongle with a USB 3.0 cable, which it also can use 2.0 as well. With certain devices, if I'm using 2.0, then I need to plug in a micro USB, which is this port right here for power. Might not be able to see it. Yeah, but that's a micro USB port right there. Now, it has a USB 3.0 port right here, as well as one on the opposite side. But it also has a HDMI. So I could use this as a video card. It has HDMI and a VGA. So I can run 2 video output sources as well as the internal. So like, say for instance, for this laptop has a HDMI out. I can connect this into the USB port, one of the 3.0 or SS USB port, and I can add 2 more video sources out. Now, what caught my attention was that it also has an Ethernet port, which the Ethernet port is called RJ45. And that just happened to be sitting out in front of me like this. I just happened to look at it, and I'm like, okay, I wonder if I can connect the computer, the desktop computer, directly to this, and if that would make a difference. And I did connect it, but I didn't notice any difference in the change of speed, but it gave me another idea. And the other idea was, I took a video card, and I don't have one here. Hold on, let me see if I got one. Oh, I got my cord tangled up. And I don't have it in here. I know I had one out. Wait, yes I do. Here we go. Now, this computer that I'm on is a desktop. It's a small form factor desktop. And I'm just going to grab a computer that I just happen to have sitting around that looks like it. It looks somewhat like this one. Small form factor computer like this. Now, the idea that I came up with was like, okay, now it has an internal RJ45, one that's on the motherboard that's providing internet to it. Now, what if I take a card that I already have? Now, this is a PCI. Yeah, they think this is a PCI card. The same. It has an RJ45 on it. Now, what if I plug this board into here and have two RJ45s, but with the one that I installed in, I run it directly to my computer. There's no hub, no switch. There's no other connection interfering between the two. It's a direct connection, but I'm still using the one that came with the computer on the motherboard. I'm using that one for my internet. So I'm still able to upload my stream, whatever, be able to get to use internet or whatever. But I got another card that's dedicated just to use NDI. And that's what I did. And I'm not going to say it worked the best. It may work a little better. But the thing is, I need to update the card that I put in it, because the card should be a 10, 100, 1000, but it's a 10, 100. So I'm missing that faster speed. But anyway, that works. You can also do NDI with with your phones as well. To do it with your phone, there's the app, and let me go ahead and pull this back up. And let me find that app real quick. There's an app on your phone called NDI HX, or you could use one called IP Cam. And let's see. So if you're on Apple, you would look for this app right here. Now the thing is, it's $20, but from what I hear, it works just as well as any of the other applications that's out there that you would use in order to connect your phone. So this one, you would connect it with your actual cable. And I haven't tried it because I'm not spending $20 to test that, because I don't really use my phones that much for a video webcam. I use them to record video with a gimbal, but not for that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get OBS open so I can show you how to set this up. All right, waiting for OBS to open up. Oh, I think I got two open. All right, now, in order to do this on OBS, I'm gonna show you this first. And I don't think I have it here. You have to download a plugin in order to get this option right here, which I already have it set up. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna go and find that plugin. So you go NDI, well, you go OBS and NDI. And if you go to OBS project, oh, wait a minute, I think I went too far. There we go. This is the page that you want to go to. OBS NDI, new tech NDI integration with OBS Studio, blah, 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 blah. This is where you want to go to. And over here, you want to go to download. And this is where you're going to download it right here. And I'm also going to put this video or put the link for this in the description. And you go down, and depending on what you're using, if you're using Mac, you're going to download the one with dot package. If you're using Windows, if you want to do the direct installer, you have the exe. If you want to do the zip, you could do one zip. Now the other two, I think these are for Linux. So if you're using Linux, you can use those. But anyway, I think I already have it downloaded, but let's just go and redo it anyway. Yep, and I already have it on here, which is right here. So we're not going to worry about trying to do that again, be wasting time. So after you have it installed, this is what you want to do. And you're going to have your destination and your source. This computer right here is my destination. We're going to say this one is my destination. So I'm going to go into OBS. Now from the computer, I got two open. From the computer that you have open, the computer that you want to run it from, and let's try the Serato. Let's try to create what I did with Serato. Now, if you're not familiar with OBS, go back to the beginner's video that's somewhere here posted. Go back to that video and get the refresher course, or start Googling OBS. So jump into it and start playing. So right now I'm opening up Serato, which is taking a while to open up. Got any questions or anything? Anybody out there got anything to say? I'll probably do guests if I have time. Right now I'm trying to get this because I got a lot of stuff that I need to do, and a lot of this stuff that I'm doing is manual stuff. So I need to make sure that I have it up. But I'm going to get everything from, well, I don't want to even get that. So let me take off the fader. I want everything from here up that I'm going to send over to the computer that I'm streaming from. So let me minimize this so it's out of my way. Now I'm gonna create a scene, and this scene I'm gonna call it NDI Serato. All right, once I create that screen in NDI Serato, and let me set these up how I usually like to have them. I just hate that whenever I close it, I have to redo it. So scenes and transitions, I don't really use those, so I'm gonna close those out. All right, this is what I need right here. These are the only ones I need. Probably don't even need this much. Now I have my source, my scene created, which is NDI Serato. Once I have my scene, then I go through create my source. Now, this is where everything. Wait, I'm doing it wrong. I'm not going to there. I'm going here to create my Serato screen. So I'm gonna go into display capture, and I'm gonna say Serato DJ. And that's not right. I probably should have went. Let me close it. Let me go back. I don't want to do that one. Let me delete this one and create it with a different source. All right, come on. Yep. I want to add another source, but this time I want to do window capture. Since I'm on a laptop and I only have one window, I want to do window capture and name that Serato DJ. And I'm going to say W capture. So I would know what this is. And I like doing it uppercase. And here I can select what program I want to capture. And I don't see Serato. Okay, I need to have it kind of open. So I need to go back. There we go. All right, now I got my Serato screen in. And I want it to fit to screen. It didn't work. Let's try stretch to screen. Okay, that one didn't work either. I need to get it to fit the full length of the screen. So let's center it first. Okay, that's the aspect. The aspects of the screen is not going to let me do it. So I'm going to have to do what I would usually do. Start cropping. Go to transform, edit. Now I only want my transport index to show. So let's see. That didn't do much either. You may have to play around. Okay, top center didn't work. Oh no. All right, let's try this. Now I want the bottom. I want the bottom gone. So I'm gonna take the bottom out. So I'm gonna make the bottom 500. And see, my bottom is almost gone. So let's go for 6. See if 6 to take it out. I need 0. Okay, that's close. The rest of it, I can manually do that. I can work with that. So, oh, wrong one. Probably could did 650. Let's try 650. 670. 70, 80. Almost there. Let's try cool. Let's see what 700. 700 is almost there. I think I can probably come down a little bit more. Yeah, about close to 700. And now let's see if I can, and I don't need to do my left, but I need to do my right side. So let's do my right. Let's try 200. All right, no. 250. 400. 380. 375, and then if that doesn't work, well, that was just about there. 375, what I needed. And I crop it out to where there. Not gonna spend too much time on this, but that's what I want. That's why I want to show up. I may have to edit a little bit more to get it to show because I wanted to do a full screen, but we'll figure it out once we get over there. All right, now I need to get this. I need to get what's on this screen to show up on OBS here. And this is what I'm going to do. Now, after you finish installing the NDI plugin, you go up here to Tools, and you're going to see NDI Output Settings. You click on that. You're going to have two types of settings. You're going to have your main output, and you're going to have a preview output. Now, if you don't understand what that means, is this. And let me close this for a second. You have two different types of outputs when you're doing video on OBS. And this is called the multi-view screen. This is a screen that you see, videographers or video production companies or whoever's doing video production. This is what they have. Right here, you have, and let me open it full screen. You have your program screen. Your program screen is what's going out on the air. Your preview screen on the left is what you have prepared to go on the air. So, say for instance, I can switch. And right now I don't have it set up for that. But anyway, you would click on one of these and it would go to the preview first. So I would click on that one, it would go to preview. Both of them won't go. It's basically you're seeing what your output is going to look like before you send it out. That's your preview and your program. So what I usually do, I just usually do both of them. Go to Tools, NDI Options, check both of them because they're both going to show anyway, and then hit OK. Now, I may have to disconnect this one and use the Wi-Fi back on this one. Oh, yeah. Well, the way that this one, I see what you're saying. If a lot, the reason that it did on this one, and I'm asking the question that he said right here, is that I didn't open it up. My Serato is not open full screen. See, that's why. And I think now, but now I can't get back. Oh, wait a minute. I have to tab to it. Yeah, see it changed. Okay, I see what you're saying. If I hold down, nope, not shift, alt. All right, there we go. Yeah, but I usually crop it because if I don't crop it, it won't show. Now, if I change my views, if I change my view from vertical to horizontal and all that, it's gonna change everything because it changes the aspect of the decks. So if you do this, you want to make sure that you keep it one way. Like say, this is what I mean right here. Where is it? Yep. If I change from, oh, and I gotta go back into Serato. Well, I'm not gonna worry about that. Now, if I change from horizontal to extended, which I think I'm gonna leave it there because that's about close to where I want it. So I'm gonna leave it there. Yep, that'll work. All right, like I said, I went to tools, NDI output settings, made sure that they were checked, hit OK. Now this right here is sending my NDI information, or it's sending my signal out from my Ethernet port on this ASUS over to the computer that I have connected. Now I might be able to do this, I might not because I don't have it directly connected, but we're gonna find out. So let me open up OBS here. So now I'm opening OBS. This is on a different computer. This is on the computer that I'm streaming from. All right. Let me get this. I'm about to unshare this screen, or I need to share my screen here. All right. Now the screen that you're seeing now is on this computer right here. I'm not on this anymore. So now once I'm here, I need to open up. I need to create another. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create another. Scene. NDI Serato. Create another scene. Go to source here, and I'm not going to tools. I'm going to source because I'm gonna create a source. I need to create a source on this computer, so my image from here will show up here. So I'm going to NDI source, and it's going to say Serato NDI. Serato DJ. And as you can see, I created one already with this ASUS, but this is a different one I'm using since I'm doing it with Serato. I'm doing it here. But if you have one that you already created, then you just use one of your existing. But since I'm using something different, I'm doing with something different. And let me make sure. Okay, so I got to do this first. Let me do this. I got to put this one on Wi-Fi. Okay. All right. Turn my Wi-Fi back on. And I need to switch over to my cable that I'm using with NDI. So let me close this right now till I get this. Okay, got my internet connected. So right now my internet with the laptop is disconnected. Now I need to connect my computer, the desktop that's directly connected, back up to it. And let me make sure this one is it. So this one right here is connected. The computer that I have OBS on now is connected. Why does that keep doing that? All right, so all right, that's connected. So now let's try it now. And there it is. See, I didn't have it at first, but now I do. So I'm not going to use preview. I'm going to use OBS. And I want to set that, let that stay at highest. I'm not using audio. Make sure that is on network. Don't need to touch any of that other stuff. And where is my screen? Oh, wait a minute. I think that's it. I don't know why it's so small in the corner. Let's do this to bring it out. Okay, I got my screen, but it's not. There it is. And like I said, it's a delay. It's like a 2-second delay. And let me go to Serato. And play something. You probably won't be able to hear the audio. Why is this key? All right, play. And it's like a 2 or 3 second delay. So now in order to change that, you would need to adjust your audio. You need to do an audio delay or audio audio delay. So right now, Serato, and let me disconnect some of these cables. And did I stop it? My Serato that's playing from this laptop is now playing. You're seeing it, what you're seeing on the screen to the right is actually what's playing. And like I said, I need a better network card, a network interface card, or a NIC installed into computer to make it run a little bit faster. But as for direct to direct, you can use it. But that's how you do NDI. With the phone, you'll be doing the same thing. You need the same plug-in. You need to make sure you have it on your phone. The NDI HX. You need to have that app on there in order to do it. That's if Apple. If you're on Android, I think the app is called IP Cam that you need to do it. And like I say, I'm gonna try to put all this stuff in the description when I go to edit and chop this up. But right now I'm doing everything live. What can I do next? Let's do Chatbox. And I'm gonna try to do it from this computer since I already got OBS open on this one. Let's go and do a different scene. And I may have one that's already open. I did Chatbox recently. I think it's here. Here it is. Now the thing is, Chatbox is, and see, there's the Chatbox right there. And it does that by default. If you see the little script that's up there in the top, Chatbox is a little bit is difficult if you're using the Streamlab version of OBS. It's much easier because it has its own layout to where you can get everything done easily. But to do it manually, it takes a little bit more. But let's go ahead and see if we can get one started. I'm gonna do another scene. I'll call this one Chatbox. Now in this scene, let's just put a background up. I'm gonna do a color. Where is it? Color source. Yeah, just blue. Maybe a little too bright. Bring it down so. Now, when you do try to create a chat box, you need to also make sure that you got to have a Streamlabs account because you're going to be using Streamlabs. I spelled it wrong. So what you have to do when you get ready to do that, and I need to Need to go to Streamlabs because you need to go to what is it called? The desktop. What is it? Streamlabs.com/desktop. I forgot what it's called now. Dashboard. Excuse me, dashboard. So I'm just going to link everything up with my Facebook. And once you get to your dashboard, and this is if you're going to do special stuff that's already incorporated in the Streamlabs version. This is like widgets, themes. I think you can do donations, anything like that you need to be done. There's two things that you need to do. First thing that you need to do once you get to your dashboard, you need to go down here and click on Facebook pages. Now, when I was trying to create this, I did it the hard and difficult way. I tried to do everything through scripts. I went through Facebook developer, trying to alter and change difficult stuff in my Facebook when I could have just did it this way. It could have been easily done. But you can only do this if you're doing it on a personal page. You can't do it on you can only do this if you're doing it on a personal page. You can't do this on your main page. You have to have a personal page in order to do it, which I do. So if I try to do it here, and let me make sure that y'all with me. If I try to do it here on my main account, it won't work. I have to do it on this one, which is the kid, in order to work. So I'm gonna click that and I'm gonna go to save. Now the other thing I need to do, I need to go to where is it? Not apps. Is it widgets? Thought it was here. Yep, go to widgets and then go to Chatbox. And I mean, this was I wish I would have known this the first time, but this is where you go. Now, what you want to do once you get here, you want to copy. Click copy, and I'm clicking it several times. You want to copy this link right here, which I don't want it to show. But anyway, I want to copy that link. And then I'm going back out of this and I'm going to go back to my StreamYard. I mean, not StreamYard, but OBS screen where I have my scene set up. Now, I want to do a blue background. So I need to make this a little bit bigger. I want it to stretch to screen. All right, now this is how simple this was. You're going to add another source. For this source, you're going to add a browser. Now, this browser I'm going to call Chatbox. Yep, name's already in use. Let's try this. Let's delete this one altogether. Let's go back to my Serato and create a chat box in it. So say for instance, and this can make, let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, I'm gonna create a browser and I'm gonna call it so SDJ chat box. And I'm sure this is one nobody hasn't done yet either, to where they're doing this. Now, this is what's going to show up. You want to clear this URL out. So you're going to highlight that, get it out of the way. And I'm going to paste the one that I copied earlier. And there's my chat box. The only other thing that I need to do different now, and I'm going to drag this screen over here so I won't have to go back to it. I need to make changes to how I want my chat box to look. So let's see. This changes how it looks clean. You got several different boxed, old school. I mean, you got a lot. Well, let me see. Let's go back to clean or box to make it stand out a little bit more. You can change your background color. You can change your text color, which, let's see, I want mine's yellow. There's more gold. And I'm still. All right. You can change your font size. You can do everything for your chat box because everything is created right here in Streamlabs. The changes that you make right here is just like copying. It's just like telling whatever you create with the link that you copied is going to put it into what you have here. So let's see. What else do I need to do? I need to hit save settings. Is there something I forgot? Because I should have properties. Nope, wrong way. I don't want that checked. Yeah, I think that was about it. So right here, unless I go live, and then the other thing that you can do, add your video source. Where's video capture. And I may not be able to do this now because nope, not going to be able to use it. But anyway, you can add a video source. I need to make this pop out. Okay. You can have your chat over here. And you can be displayed right here. And when I get ready to go live, I will show, because I think I need to be live in order for this to work. If I remember right, it should have popped up like it did here. What did I do? Okay, really nothing different. This is because I did it in Restream, which I haven't did Restream yet. That will probably be what I do next, but everything is set up to where bring this down just slightly. Okay, now where did you go now? That's the only thing I don't like about this. You don't have an undo. So if you look right here, I have my Serato deck that'll be playing right here. I can have chat right here, and then I can have my actual video right here. That's something. All right, man. Thanks for joining in. Hope you enjoyed the cables. All right, so let's see. All right, let's see. What else can I do? Now, the intro, if for you guys that caught the intro, I created all of that using mostly auto scene and OBS. I used it to where every minute it would change, and I also added the countdown. So let me do auto scene real quick. And auto scene is where, and let me take a sip. This is gonna be my break point when I go back to edit. All right. Auto scene switcher. Auto scene switcher is where you could do multiple things or different things to where your hands can be free. Your hands can be free. You don't have to hit hotkeys. You don't have to hit keys in order to change features that you have. They will change automatically depending on how much time that you have set. Now, and I don't know why this keep popping up. Hold on a second. Let me find out why this. I think I changed something. Okay, I think I know what I did. It was something I did in auto switch. All right, so let's go and get that scene created. Let's do a scene called advanced. And I'm gonna do this simple. Since I did color sources, I'm gonna do color sources. I'm gonna create it with all color sources. Blue, and let's get a blue scene here. Then I'm gonna go create another. Now you can do this with oh, I forgot I need to be doing scenes. So I need to change this one to blue. Or better yet, let's see. I'm about to do it from this laptop because I already have scenes created on the other one. So I need to get back on this one. All right, so I need to get myself back connected. All right, so I need to get back to OBS. And now I'm back on OBS, back on the laptop. So I'm creating different scenes. I'm gonna do the same thing that I did over on the desktop. Scene blue. Scene red. And scene green. All right. Now I need to create sources. So I'm just going to do a color source inside each one, indicating which color. So this one is blue. I need to go in and select a blue. All right, this one is red. Add a source, color source. Select the default color. And green. Usually I would name everything, but to speed through it real quick, I'm not going to go through and name it. I'm just going to go through and get it through because I got a lot to cover in this. Oh man, I'm already 2 hours. So we got red, blue, and green. So now we go into our tools. Now, if you don't already have automatic, advanced, is it advanced? No, I got to download it. Yep, I have to download it. Or let me see. I have not tried this one. No, not this one. Let's go and download it first. So let's do OBS Advanced Scene Switcher. And you're going to have another link on obsprojects.com. Advanced Scene Switchers. Install it. You got it for Linux, Mac, and Windows. And this is 64-bit, I think. And this goes into, try to remember where does this go. Got to copy into the plugins folder for OBS. So now I got to search and find it. So need to leave that open up a different window. Go into C drive, program files 86, OBS. Okay, it's not 86. Program files, OBS Studios, OBS plugins, 64-bit, and copy it. Yep, I want to continue. All right, that's done. Now let's see if it's available now. Or do I need to shut down? And it says I need to, I think I've already installed this, but you may need to install the Visual C++. And you have the instructions for Mac too if you're using Mac. So all right, let's try to shut down and reopen. All right, shut down OBS, open it. Where is it? Nope, not in scripts. Now let me make sure I got the right. trying to remember if this computer should be 64-bit. I think I needed the 32-bit. Oh, no, that was right, 64-bit. Extract, open. I think I copied it into the wrong folder. All right, let's check it now. Close it. Let's make sure. Okay, 64-bit. Thought so. Okay. All right, let me make sure that I have that file installed. So I think I installed this on another. Microsoft Visual C++. All right, let's see what Chatbox, NDI, doing auto scene switcher. Two, I'm gonna skip. I'm not gonna really worry about LUTs or whiteboard. Now I'm gonna do. Let's see, OBS. Okay. All right. Waiting for this to finish up. As long as it doesn't say, all right, let's go to something else real quick. Yep, I thought so. It will want to restart. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. Advancing switcher tools. And here you're going to go to transition. Now we're going to transition. And I can't see what's on. We're going to transition from red to blue to green on a 3 second timer. So this is what I do. You go here, you select your scene that you're starting from, and the first one is red, and it's basically like a sentence. You're just going to fill in the blanks. Scene red to scene blue using this transition, using a cut. Well, let's change. Let's do fade. And then I'm going to add this one. Hit the plus, and it's going to add it. Now, the next one, since I'm already blue, I want to go from blue, red, blue, and to green. And transition going to stay with fade. I hit plus. And let's see if I can go back, because usually it won't let you create the same ones. So going from green back to blue. Stay at fade. And there, I got my three scenes. A lot of this other stuff I didn't really mess around with. I may play with it a little bit more, but I just went in and got the basics. Now this is different on here than it was on there, because let's see, right here, the time, I had the time in the transition on there. I was able to set it in milliseconds. So here, the time is here. So let's see if this is in seconds. 3, switch, blue, fade, five, red, fade, add. 7, green, fade, add. Now let's go and start it. And oh wait, here we go. This is where I need to click. I didn't need to do that. Let's clear all those, because I'm not for sure what this is going to do. I'll change my time to 3,000 milliseconds, which equals 3 seconds. And this switch every condition. Each one is going to switch every 3 seconds. And start with red first, was it? I'm doing this manually because I'm trying to figure out which one. Make sure that I started it. Okay, stop. Let's change it back to a shorter time. All right, why is it not switching? Transition. I gotta select transition. I may not run because I need to restart. So all right, let's restart. It's just gonna I'm just gonna have to edit it. I'm gonna have to edit it out later on. So we're gonna restart this right now. Anybody have any questions or anything y'all want to talk about? I'm not for sure whether anybody's in here, but all right. What can I go ahead and do now? And try to keep it under 3 hours. Now I can go ahead and mention, well, no, I'm not even gonna mention that. I'm gonna hold up off that. Because I'm not gonna be able to edit it like I want to. I need to edit so everything stays together. Oh, excuse me. See how much I can get knocked out in the next 15 minutes. All right, we're waiting for the computer to reboot. I'm going to take a break for a second. I will be right Okay, I'm back. Waiting for the other computer to boot up. It's booted up. I am about to log on. All right, so now back on. Need to get Streamlabs so you can see this other computer. It's not this one. That's fine. Appreciate you joining me, man. I'm gonna be up for a while. I'm gonna try to get to knock out everything else real quick. I'm trying to get the auto scene switcher, which I had been playing with today, and now it doesn't want to act right for me. I'm gonna try to get everything to where I can go through and edit. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to get all this done in 3 hours. And I'm just now over 2 hours. I might be able to get in 3 hours. I'm at 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I'm gonna try to get everything done. And whoever tunes in, they tune in. If not, you'll be able to see most of it in the replay. All right, so all right, so now I got my scene, my advanced scene switcher open. And this one is different than the one that I did earlier. Okay, blue to green, green to, wait, this one should be, Blue to red. Blue to green, green to blue. Oh, that is wrong. That one is wrong. Blue to green, green to red, red to blue. Okay, that's how it should be. And maybe I do need to go change the time. Yep, because this one is different than the one I have on this desktop. Let me see. Different version. Yes, different. And I think I have to put in the time. So now I'm going in and I'm changing each one to, wait. It's called sequence. Okay. All right. So this is what I'm doing wrong. All right. Once you start over, when you get tools and you get advanced scene switcher pulled up, you go on to sequence. Sequence is where I need to be. And it's just like a sentence. You just fill it in the blanks with what you wanted to do. When red, blue, I want red, blue, green, red, blue, green. So I want red first. When red is active, switch to blue for 2 seconds. And let's do a fade. And now I need to add it. And now I'm going to do another one. Since I changed it to blue, I want red, blue, green. So when blue is active, switch to green. 2 seconds, fade, add. Now, the last one. Red. And it changed around. Blue, green, red, blue. Why did it do that? All right, try that again. Red, blue, blue, green. Okay. And now I want to do green back to red. Green to red. 2 seconds. Now let's do this. When it goes back to red, blue, Let's go from red to camera, or to another scene. Let's go to the NDI scene. And let's save this crazy round trip as test scene switcher. Yes, save in documents. All right, let's write it. And okay, and there we go. Switcher is now running on its own, and it's going back to camera. Let's go back, see if it starts. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I skipped a color, but you get the point. It didn't set up like I wanted it to, but it ran like it did. And you can save it and you can load it. So you can run multiple ones. Then you can load up the one you need. I need to stop it. And one thing that you need to do whenever you finish, make sure that you stop it. All right, that's it on scenes. Let's go to let's go to the virtual cam, because I think the virtual cam would take care of some of the stuff that I haven't named already. So what you're going to be using with virtual cam, when you do virtual cam, you need to install the virtual cam plugin. When you install the virtual cam plugin, whatever program that you use that looks for a webcam, it makes OBS become the webcam. Like, say for instance, right now in Streamlabs, and let me see if I can do it. Probably gonna get knocked off. It might not let me do it. All right, hold on a second. No, let's switch back. I just switched back because then I think I would have to. No, I wouldn't need to play with the audio. I just need to. All right, let's try it again. And let me make sure. All right, let's try it now. All right, now you're seeing me in OBS. I'm not in StreamYard anymore. I'm not using StreamYard. I'm using OBS, and hopefully you should be able to hear me. So right now, I'm in OBS on the desktop. You see that my background is different because it's a background that I have in OBS, which if I show you right here, see, I'm now in OBS. Now let me show you how I got this to work like this, but on the laptop. So here we go. let's get started on that. All right, go back to this screen. I need to go to this shared screen. All right, now I need to look that up. So once again, just like you did with all the other plugins, and I'm gonna put this down in the description later on. So make sure you look in the description for it under the marker number. It should be listed there. So I'm going to do OBS Virtual Cam. And you could probably find this quicker if you go to obsprojects.com, which is the same link that you're going to download this version of OBS that I'm using. So make sure that you go and download it from there. But anyway, you're going to need Virtual Cam. And I may have it already in. Oh, I do have it already installed. Because I had the tab open earlier. So you're going to download Virtual Cam. You're going to install it. You're going to install the right one. Let me go back to so you can see me. You're going to go to the right one that you need for the version of Windows that you're using. So once you get into Virtual Cam, this is what you're going to do to enable it. Now, what you need to do in not StreamYard, but what you need to do in OBS, and you probably need to do this before you try to open it up in whatever application that you're doing. Go to Tools, and then you click in on Virtual Cam. Now, you can have it checked to where it auto starts whenever you open the program, so you won't have to worry about doing it. If your camera is horizontally flipped and you need the image flipped, you can have this checked. If you want to keep the aspect of ratios or the screen size of it in one place, you need to do that. Now, the other thing that you need to do, you need to select your target cam. And what I mean by selecting your target cam is which one of the OBS cams, and you have 4 different ones that you can choose. So you can use 4 different ones. But for this purposes, for the purposes that I'm using here, I always use OBS dash cam. You have an OBS dash cam 1, dash cam 2, or whatever, and so forth. As for the buffer frames, don't mess with that. Don't really mess with that unless you know what you're doing. I haven't really need to mess with it. I think that's only if you have a lag, if you have a lag or issue to where your frames are buffering or skipping. So you won't need to do that. But then you hit start. Let me stop it for a second. I'm stopping it just so I can show you. Because depending on whatever program that you're using, so you got cam 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. That's what you picking. And I'm gonna do 2. I'm gonna hit cam 2, and then I'm gonna start. Then once I start, I'm ready. I need to get an image. So let me pick blue. Let me pick the blue background, and then I close out of this because I don't need that open anymore. Let me open up something like Facebook Live. All right, hide this. All right, let me go to Facebook, and I'm just gonna go to live. All right, let's go live video. And this is how I put OBS into any other application that asks or that looks for a webcam. So right here, I'm gonna make sure use camera, and then right here where it says look for a camera source, drop down. I should have 4 versions of OBS. It says camera issue. Let me refresh this page. All right, let's try it again. And still have a camera issue. All right, let's try something different. Let me try Messenger, which I did mention that as well. All right, where is, okay, here we go. Messenger rooms. All right, rooms. I'm just gonna leave it open because I don't think nobody's gonna pop in anyway. Save, start now. All right, let's just see if we can just go down. All right, I'm not going to send it to anybody, but let's click join. And this is how you do it in rooms. Yeah, I'll try it because I don't think I might not be able to do it because I got so much stuff running. All right, let's. Okay, it won't let me do it. I'm trying to do too much on this. Edit. No, no, no. But anyway, you can do this. You could do this with Messenger rooms. You can do it with Zoom. Anything that you see when you click on camera, and if you see OBS dash, what was it? OBS dash something. OBS dash camera. That's what it was. Okay, not gonna let me do it today. Okay, not gonna let me do it there either. Let's see if I can. Probably can't do it in Zoom either because I am not in. I don't have Zoom installed on here. But anyway, let's skip ahead. Maybe I could try it in the next step that I'm gonna do. And the next step is showing you about Restream and Yellow Duck. Now, Restream is where you can stream to multiple sources at the same time. You can stream to Facebook, you can stream to YouTube, you can stream to Twitch, all at one time using either one program, or what you could do, you can use OBS or whatever other program. You can even stream directly from the Restream link. So let's go to, I had Restream open. Where is it? Okay. You'll go to Restream.io. It's listed. It's going to be listed at the bottom. So make sure that you go to it. Restream.io. It's going to be listed in the description. And I may not be able to do it here either. But anyway, when you start to need to allow, and let me close OBS and see if that helps. Yeah, that's what it was. It's because I had OBS open. But anyway, we're going to do Restream real quick, and we're going to incorporate virtual cam back into it. So once you go to Restream, you're going to create an account. You can link it to an account, or you can actually create an account. And what it's going to do is going to take you through a wizard, and through that wizard, you're gonna install, or you're gonna set up your different services. Like right here, the services that I have set is Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Now for free, you can stream to all these at one time. Now, if you want to do more, then you have to upgrade to the paid version. The thing about this is that you can add more if you click on channel after you add more 3, or even if you're adding, you can go through all these and then you can include some more. You can even include some ones that are not even listed on here. So let's go back. But anyway, these are the 3 that I would want to stream to. And the thing is, if I don't want to stream to YouTube, I can click this and it won't connect me to YouTube. If I don't want to connect to, if I don't want to connect to Facebook, if I don't want to connect to YouTube or Twitch or so forth, I can just uncheck it here. And it also shows the status here. Now, if you're streaming directly from Restream itself, then here's where you're gonna go. You're gonna go into your webcam section, which is where you saw me earlier, which is right here. And this is the webcam on the laptop. So right here, I can use this webcam, but I don't want to use this webcam, or at least not right now. I want to use it through OBS. So what I need to do now, I need to open up OBS again. Now, since I see that it was blocking my cam. Now, you can only use one cam per program at a time. And I'm sure I had that cam probably right here. Well, no, not that one. The cam is probably in use somewhere. Yep, right here. So let's see. Activate and reactivate. Okay, I need to go here and I need to deactivate it here. I want to disable it. Now go back and let me see if all right, let's try this. I got a C920 right here next to me. So let me pull it out. All right, so close that. All right, so let's add Logitech cam. Deactivate it and reactivate it.
And there we
go.
I'm using
a different cam.
Now
Restream has the webcam for the laptop lock, but now I'm using OBS. I'm using OBS and I'm using the Logitech. So now let's go. And I don't want to use this anymore. And the best thing about when you go live on Restream, you click go live from one location and it takes you live. You don't have to go to Facebook. You don't have to go to YouTube, Twitch. And then also the fact that it combines all your comments. Every comment from all the platforms that you log on to, they show up in one big comment. So you can answer everything directly from one location, which makes it a whole lot easier. So here I am now. I am not online yet, but I need to get my OBS set up. And let's stretch this screen. All right, there we go. And all right. So go back to Restream. And now I need to select my camera. So I go to setup. No, not setup. Where is it? It's graphics. Oh, settings right here. And for video, it's capturing the audio directly from the webcam or whatever the default location. But anyway, I don't want to use the internal webcam. I want to use the Logitech. So no, I don't want to use that. I want to use one of my OBS cameras. And I remember I set it for 3. No, I set it for 2. I set it for 1. Yep, I did. I set it for 1. I thought I set it for 2, but I think that was the desktop. But now this is the Logitech. And I'm not using. And well, there it is right there. That's the issue that I saw, where now I need to go back in the tools and OBS and go to virtual cam. And now I need to uncheck. I had horizontal flip set and it flipped my screen. So I need to uncheck it and stop and play it again, save it. Now if I go back to Restream, my screen should look is corrected. Now let's go live on the Restream and let me show you what happened. Now I'm going here to where you see my platforms. All right, right now it's sending data. I think it just went live. Did I click on it? Nope, I didn't. Go back to my camera view. All right, camera view right now. I'm going live. I'm going back to see the status. If it'll let me. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to do it that way.
Let's
cancel that.
I want
to use Restream OBS.
So now this is what I need to do. I go back to OBS, go to setting. I go to stream. Yep,
I need to change it.
That
selected Facebook Live. I'll go to Restream.io RTMP.
And this is
what
I
want to stream from.
Click apply. Okay. Now I'm ready to start streaming. Now when I start streaming here, it's going to start it Restream. So I really don't need to. But I think I need to get my streaming key. Yeah. All right. So go back in settings, stream. Get streaming key. All right. And copy streaming key. Going back to OBS. Highlight everything, clear it out. Copy new streaming key. All right. Click connect account. Now this is if you want to connect. If you want to connect with Restream through your OBS, you're gonna have to do this. Which account? All right, and I'm authenticating. Everything is set. I didn't have it set because I haven't used Restream on this computer. I forgot. I thought I did, but I didn't. And now it opens up my window pane. And see, I don't even have to go to the Restream website. It opens up tabs right here. Everything that I need. Title. And see, I click on this. It updates every platform that I'm connected to. So Facebook, I'm already online, and there's one person watching. Is waiting for YouTube, and Twitch is on live first. You see here, I got somebody's too, and I can see the comments. And see, I replied to the comment. I typed the comment, and it went to the platform that I'm connected to. For some reason, and I know why. So now
let's do
my let's do my chat. Get this out of the way. Let's go back to the dashboard. And I'm logged out.
So let's log in with Facebook.
Since that's what I use most of the time anyway. And it says to connect. All right, let's try. Yep. And I don't know because I'm already on. I realize I'm already logged in. So make sure. Well, I'm not logged in to the kid or my personal page or my personal page with Restream. That's the reason that I'm probably not going to connect in Restream like I should. But let's go ahead and check everything. And that's right. I think I did it on that computer. I did it on the desktop computer earlier. All right, let's go to all widgets. And I'm about to create a chat box. Need to copy the link. And now double the one where you see the actual green screen, that is coming from the laptop. The one that you see with the brick wall is coming from the desktop where I'm streaming to StreamYard. So you're actually seeing both of them working at the same time. All right, and now let's go back over to here. Excuse me. Create a browser. And call it Chatbox. Okay. Let's call it Chatbox. I created one in the Serato. All right. Yeah. I think I need to copy it. All right, let me refresh this page. And then we got. Excuse me. Yeah, it's gonna be running slow now because not only am I streaming, I'm streaming to 3 different platforms. Then I'm running OBS, then I'm running Chrome. All right.
Go back to widgets, all widgets,
Chatbox. Copy URL. Let's make copy. Check and see that the first time. And I think this is going to
take a minute.
I think one time it took a while before it popped up.
Now with yellow duck is what you use to stream to Instagram.
May not be able to do
yellow duck right now because I'm already streaming.
Yellow
duck is
how you can
stream to Instagram using OBS.
And like I said, once you get your virtual cam set up, you can use it anywhere. You can use it Zoom, Skype, use it in Messenger Rooms. You can use it in Facebook Live. You can use it in Yellow Duck. You can use it anywhere that you would want to use, or that you would use your webcam. You substitute OBS as camera, and whatever number that you have selected, you would use that version in place of your webcam where you can add scenes. You can add various things. You can add more than what you would with just your webcam. Okay, still don't see. All right, now I'm online with Facebook. I'm online with Twitch.
I'm still having a problem with YouTube. I don't know if that's because I'm already streaming from YouTube and I can't stream twice or whatever. I'm on two locations already.
Just need to find out what's this chat box. I don't know what's the problem.
Let's see what Yellow Duck is doing. And I don't remember if I had Yellow Duck already installed. Yep, I already had it installed. It's running. Oh, no, it finished. Or no, I got logged in. Yeah. There it is. I had it already downloaded and installed prior to, So I won't have to run through that problem. All I got to do is just log in. Oh, excuse me. All right, waiting for the login. There we go. All right, let's see. Where is home? Okay, seeing that I'm logged on Instagram. And that's what you need to do. You need to copy your stream key. You copy the stream key over to OBS. And when you do it in OBS, and since I'm already logged into OBS doing this, I can't do it there. But when you get ready to load up, you would do custom. And you would copy that image, copy the server there, and the stream key. Apply, okay, and then stream, and then boom, you're in yellow. Now let's see if it will allow me to do it.
Show messages. Do I need to connect that? Click that? No. Go back. Still not getting it. Right. Now, copy the information from Yellow Duck. Server. Stream key, which is important. Click this and see if that makes a difference. I can't remember if I did or not. Now so I may not be able to do anything. So let's see. I've mentioned camera angle, how to set them up. I mentioned light screen. Got into OBS. Logged on to Restream before it locked up on me. Yellow Duck. Chatbox, which was unsuccessful. NDI was successful. Auto advanced suite, advanced scene switcher was successful. And I did OBS and room for the process to get OBS into Messenger rooms, Zoom, Skype, anything that asks for a webcam. Make sure you have virtual cam. If you have virtual cam, you'll be able to get it. Make sure you go into tools, virtual cam before you try to enter that program. And then once you get into that program, you select your cam as go back up. Sure, a lot of stuff is shut down. Then you open it up in OBS. So you go to Tools, Virtual Cam. You select which of the 4 cams that you want to use. Click Start,
close it,
and
then
go
go
to
to your application, your program, Zoom,
Messenger,
Messenger, whatever, and
where
where it asks you to select your video source or your webcam, you select the same OBS dash camera that you selected in OBS, and then that's it. Your video is there. It doesn't do video. It doesn't do audio. It does video only.
But that's
But
all you
that's
need.
all you need. Video. You need video to where it changes up. What was that? So right now, I'm going to be able to do this because, like I said, I'm doing too much.
And the computer is not handling everything.
I am putting the key in now for Yellow Duck. I have it in, but I can't use it because I'm using it. All right, go back and share my screen again. So I'm already using it on. I'm already using it somewhere else. So
let's see. Go back into my OBS. And I'm not even streaming anymore. I got kicked off stream. So I can't do Yellow Duck.
So
let's try to do
Yellow Duck.
All right, stream. All right, this is my settings for Yellow Duck. Everything was imported from here. Yellow Duck will
create a server and streaming key.
You don't want to close that out.
I think you want to close it out.
So I'm just going to leave it open for right now. Close. Start streaming.
Make sure I got everything correct. All right, let's see that stream key again.
And the thing with
Yellow Duck,
you have to copy
different stream key every time that you use it. So
you need to make sure that you open the application up because it asks you for a stream key every time. And something I'm not doing right. Okay, stream key is not working. Why? Let's try it again. And like I said, Stream Duck need to add stream key every time.
You have a different stream key
every time. All right.
All right.
Logged in. And make sure. Custom.
Copy.
And there it is. I am streaming Instagram. And let me go to my Instagram. Which guys also
make sure you subscribe. Subscribe, share, and like the videos that I do, especially if you appreciate the time and work that research and actually spend this long time that I spend to do these videos. So make sure you do that. My Instagram is the kid 007. That's DAKYDD 007. Also, that's the same thing for my YouTube. YouTube is the kid. No, the kid 07. DAKY 07. Yahoo, find me at Kenny Ellis, or look me up as the kid. DA space KYD.
Like you see right here on screen. Now we'll
get no comments.
You don't get
no comments, anything like that. So, I haven't really did Yellow Duck. This is probably be my first time doing Yellow Duck because I haven't really tried it yet.
And I'm not
on there that much. Don't really use it at all.
And let's see if I am on my, like it was saying, but I don't see it. All right, let me stop the stream. I'm not dropping any frames.
That's good. Yep. And I think it's gonna wrap it up. There was things I could add, but it would be sensory overload for a lot of you guys. So I'm just gonna wrap it up with this.
and I still haven't been able to get my chat box, which is there set up. I just know what I'm probably missing something now. All right, let's see what's up Instagram.
And let me check it on my phone. Nope, I'm not streaming. All right, let me do this. Let me close Serato. So right now, like I said, and I just got kicked off. I just get kicked off from the laptop. A lot of this stuff is gonna be edited out. Won't even make it to the cut. Okay, it's frozen. All right, guys, that's it. We're gonna wrap. Oh, there we go. Now it starts to. It started shutting stuff down. Connect charger too. All right, shut down Serato. Yes. Okay, let's try Yellow Duck one more time. And I forgot I got booted off. All right, now I got my screen back up. Okay, waiting for the stream start. Waiting for the stream start. able to stream. Okay. Close it, reopen it. All right, let's see if Instagram is on now. I don't understand it. Oh, nope, I am live. I just can't see it.
I just can't see it from. I just can't see it from a page. Okay, I'm checking my see if he sees it. But from what I see on my phone, I am streaming. I'm sure I can hear it. There's no audio. Wait a minute. Don't have the audio turned on. So yeah, I probably won't have the audio streaming. If anybody's tuned into it now. Test. Yep, I don't have any. I think all the cameras are muted. Test. Testing. Where's the mic on this thing? Testing. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing. Okay, we are on. Or I'm on IG right now. So yellow stuff is working. And that will probably wrap it up. As for, like I said, incorporated into Zoom, Messenger, Facebook Live. I'm not sure about Instagram. Well, you're already on Instagram, so you don't need to incorporate it into Instagram. You got yellow enough to do that. Anywhere else, anywhere that looks for a webcam is which one to use virtual cam for. You're going to make sure virtual cam is on OBS. Go to Tools, virtual cam. Make sure the boxes are checked except for, whichever one that you need to check. You might not even need any of them checked. Just make sure that you select your OBS-cam that you want to use, whether you use 1, 2, 3, or 4. You got 4 that you can use, which means you probably do it from different computers or different whatever else that you have. You can do different sources or different platforms or whatever, and have each one using the different camera, so it won't lock up with the other. But let's see. Camera angles, lighting, green screen. Then with OBS, Chatbox, Chatbox, audio selection. Restream, yellow duck, and then virtual cam with Zoom, Room, and so forth. The only thing that I haven't did, which I'm not going to really go out into, is LUTs and white. I had that down, but that's going to be probably another half an hour. I'll spend so much on this. I'm not even worried about that. Probably nobody's not going to use a whiteboard anyway, and LUTs is way over most people's heads as for what everything else that I explained. But anyway, appreciate everybody for checking me out. I will be editing this probably within a week. So look out for everything else that I said I was going to put in these videos. And I'll catch you later. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell so you can know next time that I'm doing the podcast, which is every Tuesday. Well, every Tuesday I'm available. Every Tuesday I'm available 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern time. 9 p.m. Eastern time. Catch y'all later. Have a good night. Peace.